We are the education foundation for the St. Vrain Valley, and we run further together.
I want to introduce to all of you Janette Rivera Gonzalez. Janette is a first grade teacher over at Northridge Elementary School. Lorynda Sampson is her principal, and I have gotten to know about Janette so much since our committee made the decision that she was going to be our Teacher of the Year. And Lorynda could not say enough good words and kind words about Janette and what she does for her students. I want to give you all some background on Janette, if at all possible. Janette actually immigrated here from Mexico in middle school and went to Lyons Middle Senior, where Mark Mills, who's one of our assistant superintendents now, was her principal, which I thought was really neat. And so she came here and she learned the English language and worked really hard. She became a paraprofessional and spent 3 to 4 years in our school district working, and then she actually went to CU Boulder and got her teaching degree, and then eventually got her master's degree too. And the other part about her too is Javier is her husband. Jamie is her 5th grader who happens to also go to Northridge as well. And when I called Lorynda and asked about Janette, Lorynda said one of the best things about Janette is that her family is so supportive. Her sister, her family members come to all their events, and it's a big community of what they do. And that has really helped out the family concept of their school and also her classroom. I also have a couple nominations here too. And I thought it'd be kind of neat if we read a couple things from here just to show you what our committee, and I'm going to try to be as quick as possible. I'm not going to read everything, but this one person said that Janette invites mothers in for recognition on Mother's Day. She helps her family see how they can help their child at home, even if English is not their first language or they don't know English at all. She has high expectations of all of her students in and out of school. She gets families connected to school by sending home monthly family projects that connects with what is being taught at school. By doing this, she's showing parents that they are an important part of the child's success at school, and she also uses her teaching skills to help those in the community by helping them obtain their GED. She has also shown her students that completing high school is very important and to continue on to college. She has her students involved in goal setting and always to reach those goals at school so they can be successful. Another nomination wrote that Janette is an exceptional teacher who not only sets high goals for herself, but also helps all students and parents set and attain those very high goals. Every single year, the students in Ms. Rivera's class meet or exceed grade level standards regardless of barriers or obstacles. Every single year, Ms. Rivera welcomes a student or two who is struggling significantly elsewhere and helps that student blossom. It is truly transformational to watch all students become self-directed, innovative, motivated, and connected to one another, to learning at our Northridge community because of her relentless love, care, intentionality, and creativity. Our committee could not think of a better Teacher of the Year for our foundation and for our school district. Another quick point I wanted to make is that after spring break, when all this started happening with our society and people were going to self-isolation, Janette told us in the video you're about to see that the connection to her students was lost, that she was really sad that she couldn't see her students on an everyday basis. And her and her 5th grade daughter actually made up signs and notes and delivered them to each of her students' houses outside and put signs up in their yard to let them know that they feel loved by their teacher and that she was thinking of them. I just think that that's just what our educators, all of our educators are willing to do, is to go above and beyond what's being called for them. So I'm happy to introduce Janette Rivera Gonzalez as our 2020 Teacher of the Year for the Education Foundation and for St. Vrain Valley Schools. And want to introduce our Zoom video that we actually got to do with our superintendent, Dr. Don Haddad, Northridge Elementary Principal Lorynda Sampson, and myself, and of course Janette. Janette did not know what the video was about or what the Zoom meeting was about. And so she's a little shocked, but it was fun doing this. Given the fact that we couldn't do it in person, this is probably the best way to do it through Zoom. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
I would like to introduce you to a special guest that just came on, and I would like to introduce you to Dr. Don Haddad. And I know you've met him a few times, but he's got a few words to say right now, Janette, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All righty. Dr. Haddad, it's all yours.
All right. How you doing, Janette?
Good. Thank you.
Are you staying safe and well and all this stuff going on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been really excited about, everything that our teachers have been doing and the engagement of our students and things like that. So it's been such an impactful thing for kids. It's not only what we do for them today, it changes their lives in ways that we can't even predict. And especially when you have them at the elementary school level, and then you think about how they're going to grow up and come back. I've been able to see kids for 35 years come back, and now a lot of them, when I started, they're not too far behind me in terms of age, and so you see just how important teaching is. But I've heard a lot of amazing things about you as a teacher, following your career a little bit and some of your accomplishments, and talking to Lorynda. Some of the things that I'd like to hear a little bit about is just the way in which you connect with your students. I heard that you went to all of your students' homes and made cards for them and stood outside and let them know that you were still there for them. That's I don't even know what to say about that, because that just warms your heart, and it just makes you realize what an incredible person and teacher you are. But tell me a little bit about that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Well, before spring break. I remember it was I was telling my daughter, she's also a 5th grade student at Northridge, and I was telling how I was missing my students, and I said I want to make them think that I'm thinking about them. So what do we do? So with her and I said, why don't we make some notes for them and put them on their door, and then if I make a sign and call the parents beforehand to tell them, I'm outside, tell them, to come to the window or the door, and I have a note for them. So even the parents were really excited. They were not expecting them. And I just have a sign saying, just to let them know that I was thinking about them and how much I was missing them. And just to see their faces, they're smiling. That really, when I came back home, I said my mission was completed by just seeing their faces and smiling through the note. So later, the parents really appreciated that. So
that's one of those things that these children will remember that for the rest of their lives. I mean, that kind of outreach is it's just an incredible thing that you did. They will remember that forever, and that's that touch of safety and warmth and reassurance in a time where they're probably wondering a lot about what's going on. And first graders are trying to figure all this out, and then they see a smiling, friendly face, and they think everything's going to be okay. So thank you for that. One of the things that I know about you too is that you have consistently exceeded all of the benchmarks for your students and their performance in terms of reading and English and biliteracy. And I just think that that's a combination of things. So on one hand, you're one of the most caring people you could ever meet. And on the other hand, you still hold your students to high expectations and cause them to succeed. And that's really the amazing thing about teaching, and what sets teachers apart is when you can love them and you can also expect a lot out of them, and you can do that at the same time. And that's what makes for a special teacher. Lorynda said something to me when I said, kind of capture in a nutshell what you think of Janette. And she said that you are truly a gift to education and a huge anchor at Northridge. And that no matter which child comes into your classroom, that you take that child and you make them a superstar. And so I wanted to congratulate you for being nominated for one of the teachers that will be considered for this. And the other thing that I want to congratulate you for is, after looking at all of those 900 candidates that were selected, you were selected as the top teacher of the year for the St. Vrain Valley schools. And so you are being recognized not only as someone who was nominated, but you are the teacher of the year for the St. Vrain Valley schools. And we couldn't be more proud of you and grateful for what you've done for our children and for our community. You're a superstar, and thank you very much, and congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Janette.
Yeah, thank you.
I cannot think of a more deserving educator to be named St. Vrain Teacher of the Year. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And like I said, every year it's like my goal with families, and like you said, our community is to be a role model. And even though I teach like first grade, and we talk about what do they want to be when they grow up, and then I tell my story, like how I came to the US, English was my second language like them, some of them. And I said, if I do it, you can do it. And I see this year what's going to be my first generation graduating from Longmont High School. And I see those students come to me and see me as a model. And like I said, every year, that's my goal, like for them to see me as a role model, and so they can see if I do it, they can do it.
You have been a role model, and you've also been a leader at Northridge, because Northridge, as you know, was Colorado Succeeds School of the Year and Project of the Year, and you guys are doing amazing things. So it's not just your first grade class. You've been a role model and a leader for the entire school, and actually for the entire school district. So I really am grateful to you, and very, very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Janette, we are all very proud of you, and the fact that you're a St. Vrain alumni, I think is just even better. I know Dawn's mission is always to grow our students locally, if at all possible, and the fact that you came out of the Lions feeder and now that you're giving back to your community is pretty incredible. I'm a proud alumni as well. I went to Skyline, and I spent a lot of time outside of Longmont, but I wanted to come back and serve St. Vrain, and I know what that's like, and I really appreciate you serving not only Northridge and your students, but also the entire school district. And when our committee looked through the nominations that were turned in for you, they were just blown away. It's, the cream rises to the top, and when we had our final evaluation, it was just clear who was the top teacher of the year for the district. And so we're very proud of you. The Education Foundation is here for our teachers, for our students, and to serve our school district. And it makes me so happy to be able to celebrate this with you. Obviously, with the COVID-19, we can't have tribute to teachers. And I know Dawn, I know Lorynda, and the rest of the district staff and our foundation are really sad that we can't do that. But we want to make sure that we could tell you in person as much as we possibly can through Zoom, and be able to celebrate you. But also, it's not only just getting that recognition, we also wanted to also help you as well. And Dawn alluded earlier that Stapp Toyota is one of our great business partners, not only for the foundation, but also for the school district. And they give back day in and day out. And they actually help sponsor Tribute to Teachers. And part of that sponsorship is to be able to allow us to give prize money to all of our teachers for each of the schools, but probably more importantly, our district teacher of the year. And so on behalf of Stapp Toyota and the Education Foundation, I would like to probably via mail, unfortunately, present you with a $4,000 check that you can use for whatever you want to use. go on a vacation when all this is done, do whatever you need to do. But it's just a very small part of what we wanted to do to celebrate you for being the St. Vrain Valley Schools Teacher of the Year.
That's exciting. Congratulations, Janette. I
Yeah,
am so
thank you.
excited for
I
you.
thought it was just a meeting about.
Are you still shocked? We tricked
Yeah, I was like hearing like myself, like the point, how involved families. I'm like, maybe that's just they want to know. I don't know.
That's
But
what I told you yesterday. Don't
Yeah.
plan too much. We tricked you, my
yeah,
friend.
well, I can show you. Look. Hold on.
You have your
Sorry,
time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Janette, Shauna, and I will find a time to create that video, and we will still do it. Okay?
Okay.
I do not want your time wasted, but this is our.
No, and it was interesting because when I was, you asked me the question, about parent engagement. I'm like, okay, let me write that down. Is that what I do? Oh, this is what I do. This is what I do. I do this. I do this. I do this. I'm like, I'm gonna, go on, and I don't know if that's what they want, but yeah, it's anything for the kids. Like teaching is my passion, so anything for them. And like you said, the Northridge community has a heart, and like it in my heart. So I every day I do my best for them.
I want to congratulate all of our teachers that were nominated this year for Teacher of the Year, especially those who were finalists, and for each school Teacher of the Year, our 4 finalists for the District Teacher of the Year, and of course Janette Rivera Gonzalez as our 2020 Teacher of the Year for the Education Foundation in St. Vrain Valley Schools. This has been a very difficult time for many of us, but I want to just recognize what our teachers are doing to help our students. I want to thank you personally for everything that you're doing, teachers and educators and staff of St. Vrain Valley Schools. And I just want to wish you all health and safety as we go on. And we really look forward to getting back to business and having normal business for our foundation. Lastly, I want to introduce our foundation video that we premiered back in November at our gala. I want to specifically thank Colin Rickman, who is a teacher in the school district, for helping us put the video together. And our mission of student success, teacher excellence, is always going to be at the forefront for both our students and our teachers, and making sure that we stick to that mission. And we thank our community of St. Vrain for always being there for our foundation and for our school district. And I wish you all nothing but health and happiness. Thank you.
We choose to go to the moon. We sink, we swim, we rise, we fall, we meet our fate together.
Here's to the crazy ones.
I have a dream. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
Search high and low, scour far and wide. Comb through every inch of this magnificent state, and you'll have a hard time finding a more fitting analogy for life than a race. The hours of meticulous preparation, the boldness to train, the determination to push past limits, the resolve to persevere, the focused goal to win, the steadfast courage to finish.
Together, together.
But this seemingly solitary act of racing is not a lonesome journey, because when you look, you find a simple truth. You never run alone.
Together.
With every step, you are upheld by a throng of champions. With every careen, you are picked up by a web of support, and all noise is drowned by the raucous ovation of the fanatics.
But because they are hard.
St. Vrain Valley Schools are running a race. They are chasing hard after preeminence. They're hounding after student success and teacher excellence, and every day they surpass even our loftiest expectations.
We sing, we swim, we ride, we fall, we meet our fate together.
Stride for stride, we run with the St. Vrain Valley schools. Mile after mile, we equip them on their trek. Year after year, we champion their cause. We are intensely honored to be partners in their journey. We are excessively proud to be amongst their legion of support. We are the education foundation for the St. Vrain Valley, and we run further together.